What's up, nerds? I am officially live. Hey guys, it's Steve Cam from Nerd Fitness, and we're going to be talking about health wealth today. I am waiting on our master of the fitness universe, Coach Jim Bathurst, who has taken over Nerd Fitness and our Nerd Fitness's Instagram account, and he's going to be joining us. Hold on one sec. And Jim has been accepted. Let's see. I see Taylor and Jim.
The real question is, can you hear me as well too?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can hear you too. This is fantastic. Technology is amazing.
Yeah, this is the new Jurassic. We're watching two dinosaurs use modern technology.
Yeah, my phone is like 100 iterations behind or whatever. So
it's totally fine. Hey man, how are you?
Doing well. How about yourself?
I'm great, dude. My wife just got home from a business trip, and our puppy, well, she's not really a puppy anymore. She's like a year and a half. But it has been 0 minutes since our last accident. So that's
fantastic. You should have one of those signs up in the back, X number of days.
No, it used to be, when we had to start, it was like minutes. It was like, how many minutes since the last accident, and then how many hours? Okay. So lots of people here. We have 37 plus people hanging out. Where's everybody calling in from, watching in from? Let us know where you are. I see a bunch of waves coming in. Reading through in the comments. Soter, what's up? Let's see. I saw another great.
Hey, Genevieve, how's it going?
Fun. George is here, geeking to shape. Hey, George. So many good people.
I love it. George's avatar is amazing, since it's a cartoon version of himself from our Nerd Fitness Journey app. So his is just wins hands down. I love it. Michigan.
Oh, Pat, my friend Pat is here. Hey, Pat, what's up, man? Let's see, Michigan, Dublin, Norway,
Chicago,
Michigan.
Kansas City.
Jeez, so many people. So many nerds from all over the place.
Someone says Coachella.
What? South Africa, Finland. Wow, dude, the rebellion truly is worldwide. So before we get into questions, nobody says Genevieve right. Well, Jim, apparently you have a new fan for life. So Jim, for those nerds that aren't familiar with you, can you just give us a quick 30-second rundown? Who the heck is Jim Bathurst, and what is he doing in the Nerd Fitness Instagram account?
What am I doing? I ask myself that every morning. No. So I met Steve 10 years ago. I taught him how to do his first muscle up. We kept in contact ever since. I have taught at every single Camp Nerd Fitness since then, 2014, 15, 16, and this year, and started up the Nerd Fitness coaching program when I started working for Nerd Fitness full-time in 2016. So it has been absolutely amazing to be part of this community from day one. So many amazing people, and it's been incredible to see just how we've been able to just continue to grow and help and reach other nerds these past half dozen, 10 plus years. So
it's nuts.
Yeah, it is nuts.
It's nuts. Yeah, I remember we met because I happened to have been living in DC. And I think I happened to have read convict conditioning because I was learning how to do body weight training. And Jim is not a convict, but Jim is the fitness model, I guess for lack of a better term, in the body weight training book, Convict Conditioning, doing handstand push-ups and one-handed handstands and all this stuff. So I found Jim on Twitter, and I was like, hey man, I'm a big fan of your work. And he was like, wait a second, you live in DC, I'm in DC. We were maybe 2 blocks apart.
Yeah.
So I was like, can I come hang out at your gym? You're like, yeah, okay, no problem. And we hung out, and I was like, I like this guy. And that was before I knew how much of a nerd you were. Dude, I knew you were fit.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Oh my God, your nerdiness is really, really inspiring. So, okay, so many waves, so many people. Let's jump right into it. Today, I wanted us to talk about, and it's kind of been our theme for this week, the idea of health wealth. And this concept came to me, I want to say in the past few years, I've been really kind of ruminating on it and thinking it through, but it hit me a few weeks back. I was in Scotland, and my wife had coordinated this amazing hike. And I'm so thankful that that morning she was like, we're going to go to this amazing hike. And I was like, great. I don't need to know anything else. I'm in because we're in Scotland and I want to be Braveheart. So We showed up, we drove the car to this place called Glendall, Glen, space Doll. And we hiked through these woods, and all of a sudden, like the trees parted, and we entered into this unbelievable, like the most picturesque Scottish, like epic hiking location
Amazing.
I've ever seen. And we then climbed the hell out of that thing. And it was challenging, and the rain was coming in sideways, but like, I'm so thankful that like I never once had to ask the question, am I capable of doing this? Like all of the work, although I had been living in my hobbit hole and for the past 2 years because of the pandemic, because I have been lifting weights and trying to stay as active as possible, despite the fact that, you know, that's like, it's you can only do so much when you're stuck inside, you know, outside of essentially going for walks, whatever it is. So I'm so thankful on this hike. And what it really came to me was that like all of my strength training, all of my work in the gym is essentially buying me freedom. And that freedom is the freedom of Braveheart, freedom. Oh my God, how did I not make that connection? This is why we do these. So imagine,
Paul, get on that.
Yeah, William Wallace at the end of well, you know, I know things don't work out super well for William Wallace, but freedom from having to ask the question, is my body capable of this? Or am I capable, am I able to do this? So for me, that's what health wealth means to me. And I don't have to ask the question. This past weekend, I went wakeboarding for the first time. I've never done it, but my friend had a boat, which is better than you having a boat, is having a friend who has a boat. And my friend was like, we're going to try wakeboarding. I was like, absolutely. Well, actually, at first I was a little scared, but I was like, I can't talk about health wealth and then not go wakeboarding. So I tried it. I fell a bunch, but then once I popped up, I was like, oh, I can totally do this because, again, of all the work that I've been putting in over the past, 20 years, I'm not having to ask the question, am I capable of this? It just is something that I'm willing to try. I don't have to shirk away. I can say, like, I want to do the things that are exciting to me. So,
Absolutely.
Jim, I want to hear from your perspective, and then we're going to ask everybody here. Actually, I'd love for while Jim, you're explaining, I want everybody here to type in, what does health wealth mean to you? So, Jim, I want to hear your definition. For me,
Absolutely.
It's not having to ask the question, can my body handle it? Or it's the freedom from having to ask that question.
I love what you're talking about freedom and not thinking, as funny as it sounds, because so many times we hear people talk about how they are thinking and overthinking fitness and nutrition, and it stresses them out. Like, ooh, can I do this? Or, man, I really have to focus on nutrition. So having things that are just sustainable and automatic, like always being able to go out for a hike, always being able to, jump into an adventure, it's phenomenal to be able to have that ability and kind of be in that space. So yeah, that freedom and that like less mental stress and less mental bandwidth, I think is a huge, huge thing. What I really love about health wealth is that in terms of, if we're going to be using financial terms as well too, is diversifying that health wealth as well. So that's what it means to me. So I'm not just doing one type of physical activity. I'm not just lifting weights, but I'm doing a little bit of weightlifting. I'm doing a little bit of endurance. I'm doing a little bit of flexibility so that I'm ready for that many more different things that I can encounter. So I love that as well too. And it's really a matter of your past self, taking the time and effort to help out your future self. So we talk about past and future self all the time, and this is a perfect example of that. So past self is getting stronger, is getting more flexible, is building up a little bit of endurance. And again, this doesn't have to be, world record attempts for anything, but then your future self is going to thank you for all that time and effort that you've put in. So that's what it really means to me. And two things that I was doing in terms of health wealth. One was just yesterday on Instagram Live when, yes, this is probably a nerdy story, but yeah, my
You're
local
in the right
record.
spot, dude.
Yeah, I guess I am. My local record shop posted up that they were having Scrabble night. And I was like, cool, that's awesome. Get out of the house, play some board games, have some fun. The record shop's only about a mile or so away, so not too far. But again, I understand like in hot heat, a mile could be, a rough walk for some people. So, but, I've walked around a lot, since moving into this neighborhood, and I've got that investment, that health wealth, so that it was just like, oh, cool, a mile walk in the heat, no problem. Grab my backpack, boom, I'm out the door there. So that was something that, I absolutely was health wealth to a T. To parallel your wakeboarding story, I have a friend with a boat as well too, last fallish summertime, and he had if you want the next craziest thing to try after wakeboarding, it's called like the airfoil or something. Someone in the comments can correct me, or if I screw up the name. But it's essentially like a surfboard with like a foil coming out the bottom, and it's got a remote control. Okay, so it's like an electric skateboard, and you have to get up on that thing as it's like cruising along, with like a mini engine. And that was something as well, too, where we're there and a lot of people on the boat were like, no way I'm doing this. Absolutely no way I'm doing this. And I'm like, yeah, I'll give this a go. Sure, no problem. And my wife, like, she actually commented, she goes, Jim, it's crazy how much, like, you're always just up for something. Like, I'll try this, I'll try that. And again, I'm not thinking about that. It's just, yeah, I've worked on balance and strength and all this stuff like that. So when something really cool, like this crazy water airfoil presents itself, it's like, yes, I'm going to jump on that. That's amazing. So, yeah, it goes back to freedom. It goes back to the not thinking, just always being able to jump into an adventure. I really love that, and I really love that feeling and concept for sure. So
okay, so you said there's a few things there that that I'm excited to continue on. So I remember this year at Camp Nerd Fitness, actually, I talked to one of your former clients, Leslie, who is one of the most unbelievable transformations of somebody I've ever seen, not just physically, but I think socially as well. I remember Leslie coming to camp. I want to say it was 2015, maybe. I can't remember which first camp. I think maybe that was the first one she came to. Super nice, but very quiet, and which understandable. Camp is often full of tons of introverts, myself included. But I remember her telling me, and specifically telling me this year, she's like, it's so strange. Leslie, I think, has lost, 100 plus pounds, and completely changed her life. But she said something like, I now get invited to do things, and before my friend even finishes the sentence, I say yes. And like, I don't know what happened, but like, that's who I am now. And I'm known amongst my friends as the person who is up for anything. So like, it's so cool to see somebody invest in themselves of just like, look, Leslie probably joined the program. She's like, I want to lose some weight and I want to feel a little better about myself, which is perfectly fine. Like those are completely fine goals. But like the transformation that happens is like, oh, wait a second. Like, I'm not just interested in losing weight. Like, why am I trying to lose weight? It's like, because I want to be able to do cool stuff. Right. And I want to be able to do cool stuff without worrying about it. And, it's been amazing to see that from Leslie. This year at camp, she was just up for anything. She tells me about this hiking group she's a part of. And she's just like, yeah, I'm up for anything. And to your point, Jim, you were talking about how you don't want to think about, what you're able to do. And then also kind of like finance here. I'm going to give a quick plug to my friend Ramit. Ramit runs a great website, and he's amazing here on Instagram. But he talks a lot about kind of set it and forget it personal finances. And I like to think of my fitness the same way. Like, I'm not like Kenny Powers says in Eastbound and Down, I'm not trying to be the best at exercising. Like, I like exercising, but I train in the gym, which is my basement and looks like the Blair Witch basement. But I train.
We should compare pictures of gyms. Mine looks the same thing. I told one of my clients, said it looks like I interrogate people down here because like it is just got boxes and cardboard. I should have shared it on Instagram. I'll share a picture later. So anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
We'll put our two gyms in the Nerd Fitness stories.
Exactly.
After we finish this, so everybody can see this. But the idea of like, you're making an investment now to help out future you, and you want to do it in a way that like you can kind of set it and forget it. So for me, I know I'm going to train 4 days a week. I'm going to go for walks, and like I'm going to do some mobility work that's like 10, 15 minutes kind of here and there. And as long as I do that, 30, 40 years from now, I'm still going to be able to open the pickle jar. I'm still going to be able to climb the stairs with my groceries. I'm still going to be able to, play with or hang out with, my nieces and nephews or grandkids or whoever knows.
Play fetch with your dog or anything like that. Exactly. Yeah. So
I want to keep that freedom as long as possible because I feel like the more you're moving. And can you speak a bit to you had a really interesting story when I shared Health Wealth about I think it was Ireland and the Blarney Stone and something that has always stuck with you too. And then we're going to scroll back through these and share. So like, again, for us, it's freedom from having to ask the question. But for other people, Health Wealth might be like geez, I just want to be able to climb the stairs without getting winded, or play with my kids, or like get out of bed without being achy and painful. Like, it's a different level for each person, just like everybody's gonna have a different definition for financial wealth too. So Jim, can you quick share that story?
Exactly. Yeah. Before that story, in terms of what you were saying, I think is really good as well too. We're talking about ventures and, water skiing and whatever, but yeah, the health wealth, it is important for everyone, but it looks different for everyone. And that's totally fine. This is not just a matter of getting in shape so that you're able to skydive and whatever, do crazy stuff. So don't think that just because we're saying a certain definition that you have to match that definition. Like whatever works well for you is good for you. Again, I was reading a bunch of the responses and comments of, I want to sit down cross-legged with my toddler. Something like that. That's something that is very viable and super important, more so maybe than wakeboarding or whatever to that person. So super cool. Anyway, back to the Ireland story to kind of, I guess parallel your Scotland story. I love it. Went to the Blarney Stone. First of all, if you ever get to Ireland, go there. It's amazing. The whole grounds are amazing. The stone is like only a small part of it. So it's like a medieval or medieval tourist trap kind of because of all the different things that you're able to see there. So tons of fun. Anyway, at the Blarney Stone, at the castle, if you've ever been in those castles, they have very, very narrow steps, and it's a bit of a climb to get up to the Blarney Stone. Now, comedy duo Laurel and Hardy, if you're familiar with them, Laurel is a little thinner, Hardy is a bit bigger. They got to the Blarney Stone, and Hardy was not able to climb the steps to get up to the Blarney Stone. So he was there. He was there right at the literally the doorway to an adventure of seeing the Blarney Stone and was unable to do it. Now, of course, again, those castles are incredibly small, incredibly tight, so it's a little bit of a unique situation, but it just kind of, shows that concept of the health wealth of being ready for anything, because he clearly wasn't able to kind of partake in that adventure with Laurel. So
that's heartbreaking, right? Like you go all the way there and you do all of that, and obviously, everybody's going to have different situations, and there are certain things that, I know I'm not going to be able to land a backflip tomorrow, and like that's okay. Like I have like what is wealth to me? It's like being able to go for a hike whenever I want to, or try wakeboarding. And I understand at some point down the road, I might not be able to just roll out of bed and do those things, but I'd like to push that date as far off into the future as possible. I'm going to start scrolling through some of these comments. So this one is super funny. Mama Lou's Fitness is, I'm wearing a William Wallace shirt right now. LMAO.
As you're scrolling through those comments as well, too, what in terms of what you're saying about pushing things off long time, the comments and the sort of theme that I was hearing from a lot of people beyond freedom was longevity, and really is it, like, again, we're all going to, obviously decrease in some sort of physical capacity, but slowing that decline down as much as possible, I think, is super important. So that's, again, why we invest in ourselves whenever we can. And it's also just like in terms of, saving money and investing, it is never, ever, ever late. I always hear that as well, too. I am X age. I hear 20, 30, 50, whatever. Is it too late for me to work out? Is it too late for me to start getting healthy and investing in my health wealth? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I had literally 80-year-old clients.
Today's a pretty good day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was the best time to plant a tree is 10 years ago. The second best time is today. So, yeah, for sure.
Wait, you said you had clients in their 80s?
Yeah, absolutely. Just deadlifting and just getting stronger. We even had a set actually at the gym where Steve and I met. We might not have had it when we met, and we might have gotten it afterwards, but we had a little mini set of parallel bars. And my one client, he was in his 70s at the time, would literally get up on the parallel bars and do different gymnastics skills. Stuff that people literally half his age would be like, am I too old for this? And I'm like, Bob is twice your age and he's doing this. So like, what is, I say, what's your excuse? But like, anyone can do it, anyone can do it. Just do whatever you can, wherever you are, with whatever you have, and just work on that, and just work to improve and invest in that health wealth. So that's that. I always want to say that, because that always feels like a big limiting belief for a lot of people, that like, it's too late. Things have passed me by. I should have done it earlier, or whatever it might be. So
right. Well, it would be nice if we had DeLoreans and could go back to our younger selves and say like, hey, you should probably start strength training. In lieu of I think they're actually bringing DeLoreans back right now, aren't they? I don't think they're going to be able to time travel, though. I think in lieu of DeLoreans and time travel, the best thing to do would be like to start strength training and preparing yourself today. Like, train for like if you can train a little bit of everything, like, you know, so a little bit of strength training, some cardiovascular health, which is, it doesn't have to be running, it doesn't have to be biking, it's anything that gets you moving and get your heart pumping. And then some mobility, like a little bit of each of those things. And we have stuff at Nerd Fitness. This is what our coaches work on with our coaching clients. It prepares you for anything. And by the way, so, okay, let me start reading some of these great comments. By the way, my friend Megan is here, who is, I wrote about in the Level Up Your Life book. I think she might be in Italy right now. So if she is, hi, Megan. I hope you're having fun in Italy. Lauren from Team Nerd Fitness is here. Okay, some great health, wealth responses. These are what people think or what health wealth means to them. We have Solar the Luminous saying continuing to be able to keep up with my kid. That is a huge one, and I love that as a we're all only as old as we feel, and being able to keep up with their kids, I think is such a great way, or a great we call it, you know, what's your big why? Like, why are you doing this? That's a great reason. That's a great reason. Let's see, being able to wake up in the morning and being able to run. Love that. Like just waking up and be like, I'm going to go for a run today and not having to ask the question. Taylor, going on a hike, any hike with my dogs. Totally love that. And let's see, Caregrow, health wealth, be invited to do active things versus excluded because I look like I can't do activities. Oh, that's a really, I really appreciate you sharing that honestly and openly with us. That's really sad. And I'm sorry that people might exclude you from something for that reason. People suck sometimes and they don't know, and they often do judge a book by its cover. So props to you for being here. Props for you for wanting to go on activities and adventures. We do have a community full of people who love to go on adventures. And you know, if you feel like you're not getting invited on some, maybe you can create the next hiking group. Reach out to one of your friends and invite them to come with you and see if they have a friend. That's how things start. That's how Nerd Fitness started. I was just like, hey, I want to help people. And then when people found Nerd Fitness, I was like, do you have any friends that are nerds? Do they want to hang out with us on the internet? Right?
Speaking of hiking, I don't know if Andrew's watching this, but he went to camp as well too, and he started a fitness group in his town. A hiking group in his town, and I'm probably butchering this story, but you'll get the point. Where same sort of thing, like, oh, I want to hike with people. Okay, you know, started this group, and now it's got like, I want to say like 10,000 people or something in it. Like, what? It's insane. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. Andrew, sorry if I missed up the numbers and the full origin story, but like same sort of thing. Where people? Yeah, 10 billion people, everyone, and like 2 Earths. So again, same sort of thing of what you're saying, Steve, which is like, it sucks if someone's like, oh, I don't know if, this person is ready for this activity and you're not invited to something. I've undergone the same thing when I was growing up, and yeah, it hurts, but you're like, hey, you know what? I want to do this. I don't have to wait around for anyone else. And then, you know, that energy just, it builds, and people come in and say, oh, cool. I see this person having fun here, and I want to join them as well too. So sometimes you have to kind of be your own driver for certain things like that. But yeah, that's always, it can take off more than you think, for sure. So
people admire and want to be part of something, right? So
yeah.
I mean, Nerd Fitness was literally like, I'm just a nerd. You know, I wasn't trying to capitalize on like a trend or like, ooh, this is like a cool, I was like, I don't know. I just play a lot of video games and I want to help other people get strong, and like, maybe they'll join. And then they brought a few other people, and now we have a team of 40, 45. I don't even know. And we had a new person join today.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap.
Hey, Holly, if you're watching.
and our community is, as you saw earlier, South Africa, Norway, Seattle, multiple people in Chicago at the moment, like worldwide. But it started with just like, hey, this doesn't exist, and I guess I'll do it. So, okay, let me share a few more good health wealth responses.
Absolutely.
Let's see. W. Roddy, staying healthy to experience life with my grandkids and doing what I can to stay healthy as I age. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Longevity, yeah.
Longevity, huge. Let's see.
One thing, Steve, I'll share that popped out on some of the comments, which I thought was really great as well too, and it also addresses another sort of limiting belief that I hear a lot of is several times in several of the comments that I've been reading over the past couple of days was the health wealth, investing in health wealth, so someone is strong enough to help others. Okay.
Ooh.
So we've always been talking about like, oh yeah, I'm investing in myself so I can do this. I'm investing in myself so I can do this. But what's so important is that, hey, do I have almost like a surplus of health wealth so that I can help others? And I think a lot of times when people are starting an exercise routine, they're making that time to work out, to stretch, to whatever, eat healthy and cook healthy. They think it's a selfish pursuit. They're like, oh, you know what? I should be helping this person or doing this or that. And that's very commendable, right? That's very, very commendable to want to help people. But you need to fill up your cup before you fill others. And that is a perfect example. If you are investing in your own health wealth, and then you have a surplus of it to help others and rescue others, whatever that might be, that's really, really powerful. So never think that working on yourself is a selfish thing. It's not. You can help so many other people in that regard. So
It's putting on the putting your mask on the airplane.
Absolutely.
Before assisting somebody else, right? Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay,
I loved it though.
awesome. I have to share it. This is Rad Sarah P. Health wealth for me is being the friend who everybody thinks of first when they need somebody to do a crazy adventure with them, like waterfall diving in the Dominican Republic. It's everybody needs a wild card friend, and this is a perfect example of somebody who is, or perfect example of like, you want to be the person that when somebody else is doing something epic, they're like, oh, I know who's in. Sarah is down for anything. That's phenomenal. So I think that's a great reason to train Sarah. I love that. And yes, if you do go waterfall diving in the Dominican Republic, let us know how it goes.
That is insane. That is absolutely crazy. I'll tell you though, the double-edged sword to that is everyone asks you to help them move. And I literally, my neighbor, I love my neighbor to death. She literally came over one time and asked me to open a pickle jar. I'm not even joking. So again, I'm helping others. I'm totally fine. I'm obviously not complaining about it, but yeah, expect more of those calls as well too. Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh, I see Saul, my friend Saul, and everybody's friend Saul of examine.com, which is a phenomenal website. Cool. Saul is here, and Saul, when I lived in Manhattan, Saul would always come to town, and me and him and Mark, our mutual friend Mark, the three of us would go get cookies at Levain Bakery. And that was part of our health wealth. We could eat cookies because we train, we eat pretty well most of the time. And I hate applying well or healthy to food, but like we eat for our goals most of the time. And then every once in a while, when a friend comes to town, we just got a really damn good chocolate chip cookie. And that's totally fine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What did he say? What did he say? Also, he needs to have another cookie off now that things are opening up so that we can all go to New York and, have that done. So
yeah, Saul, can you do another cookie off, please? I know it's a tremendous amount of work and you raise a lot of money for charity. But can you just go ahead? Jim and I are hungry. So we want some more, cookies. Okay. We're coming up on time, but I'm going to run through a few more comments. This has been, I really appreciate everybody hanging out here. Let's see, Care. Thanks for the encouragement. I need more confidence to invite people. Yes, we have a lot of articles actually at Nerd Fitness about confidence and doing things that scare you. I think it's actually doing shit that scares you. Pardon my French. I don't even know how that term came about, by the way. Pardon my French. Doesn't necessarily make sense, but that's completely beside the point. I'm going to stay on topic here. Google Nerd Fitness, how to do things that scare you. And there's an article there. But if there's one person that you could invite to join you on something, that might give you the confidence then in the future to invite other people to join you too.
Another good thing you could do as well too is look at some of those online groups where you are inviting strangers to start off. And I know it sounds kind of funny that inviting a stranger might be less stress and less scary than inviting a friend, but some people find that. It's almost like find it to be less stressful than inviting a friend, because it's like, hey, this is a stranger, I put it out on some online group, and if they say no, who cares, so that could be another way to kind of dip your toes into inviting people and getting over that fear. So
yep. Okay, here's another great one. Oh, this is just a compliment. NF is the best. I'm sorry, I'm just going to read this because it makes me feel good about myself. NF is the best. I've been a member for years and love it. Thanks for being awesome. H. Whitpan, thank you for being awesome. We're glad that you're here. I loved your blog about health wealth. What a great way to look or think about it. Thank you. Fresh out of lollipops. Health wealth for me is being able to do it my damn self instead of having to wait for somebody else to help me. Yes. Yeah. You get to be your own hero. right? And as Jim was just saying, like if at Nerd Fitness we help turn people into superheroes, superheroes are also known for helping others, and to be strong enough or to have your wealth overflowing when it comes to your health that you can then help others. That is often like the best path to fulfillment. You're not only helping yourself, but you're helping the people around you too. Love that.
How about Steve? How about that?
Everyone.
Oh.
One more.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
And I know there's like a little tiny delay here. I think it's probably on my end. Let's see. Okay. I don't ever want to have to say I can't due to limitations. I want to really live life and have no regrets regarding adventures I missed out on. Yeah, regret is unfortunate, and I totally agree. You know, obviously a lot of things are outside of our control. And even within our own health, there's parts of our own health that are going to be outside of our control. But for the things that are in our locus of control, the things that we can focus on, you know, a lot of this is like Stoic philosophy, but it's like focusing on the things that are within your control to fix. Like you can't control, you know, what your health might look like in many aspects many years from now, but you can control, like, did you pick up something heavy this week? Did you push your body to be outside of its comfort zone a little bit a few times throughout the week? Like doing those things are in your control. It might mean rearranging your schedule or finding ways to get in shape if you're a busy parent, you know, with your kids, inviting them along. But there are things that you can do to focus on those things that are in your control. So anyways, I'm sorry, I cut you off, Jim.
No problem. Yeah, a little bit of a delay. Yeah, a little bit of a delay. But yeah, in terms of the one hurdle I've heard in terms of people talking about, you know, building up health wealth is, oh, I have no time. And just again, going back to the analogy of investing money, it's not that you have to invest $1,000, $10,000 every time. What if you invest $1, you know, $5, whatever it might be? So on the same sort of note, as you're investing in your health wealth, as you're getting this stuff done, don't discount those small little steps. Like, okay, I'm just going to go walk around the block. It takes a minute or two. Or I'm just going to have a vegetable with my food. You know, it's a little bit healthier than maybe another choice I would have made. So like, don't discount those small little steps because those still do add up. So yeah, the whole like no time, just make sure you kind of adjust your expectations and adjust your steps and celebrate those small steps as you're building up and as you're investing in things. So
yeah, it's like, you know, it's like putting $10 a month into an online savings account. Like $10 a month isn't going to be life-changing, but like going through the steps of setting up the account and putting $10 into it. And the equivalent would be like waking up each morning, putting on your shoes and walking to the mailbox. And as long as you walk to the mailbox, like check the box, you did it, you made your investment today. Like after you build that habit and consistency, then it's like, okay, I walked to the mailbox. The next week, it's like, oh, I can walk a little bit further. Or it's like, oh, I'm investing this week. I'm going to try cooking one new vegetable. That's literally my only goal when it comes to my nutrition is I'm going to try cooking one new thing. And knowing that like these, like compound interest, that these things will compound over time and help you out. So Jim, let's wrap up with two quick things. One is, I would love for everybody to leave a quick comment and say what's one way they're going to invest in their health wealth this weekend. I know it's a holiday weekend here in America. You will probably be investing in lots of adult beverages and probably some sunburns. But I would also recommend investing in some water, maybe a little bit of exercise and vegetables. So everybody leave a comment as we wrap things up. And then also, Jim, you're helped launch our coaching program. Health wealth is the type of stuff that we really focus on with our coaching clients.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I guess can you just speak a tiny bit about like, you know, we have how many coaches do we have now, and how is something like this something that we would be able to help like somebody that is like, I love Nerd Fitness, I like this idea of having an online coach that can help me kind of figure out what this stuff means for me. Like, how would you walk them through that?
Yeah, so we have over 24 coaches now, which is incredible. Just a very diverse team, which is really great as well too for people stepping into the program because we're able to really match someone with a coach that's really going to gel with them and their goals and their focuses. Now, in terms of that, in terms of like building up the health wealth, we've talked a lot over this past half hour about those different limiting beliefs. Well, I'll tell you, like that's the best thing for a coach. Like both you and I have had coaches in the past, and it's really hard to see your own limiting beliefs. But you've got a coach telling you, hey, you know what? how about we look at this a different way? Or you know what, you're not quite sure how to approach this. This is where a coach steps in, and they become like your outside brain for fitness in many times, so that you don't have to think about things, and that you're able to continue to invest in different ways that you maybe didn't even think about before. So that is just like the absolute, just super, super helpful part of having a coach. Yeah, exactly. Set it and forget it, because your coach is thinking about it. It's literally what they're there to help you to do. So that's what we've seen time and time again. So
I've seen it a lot. Like a coach, a client will say just like, I want to do a handstand. Like, okay.
Yeah.
You've never done one before. This is your starting point. Over the next handful of months, we're going to start putting the steps in place to get you towards your handstand. Then it becomes like Allie's superhero handstand workout. Every day, Allie has something that she knows she has to do. She can set and forget, open up her phone, and just do the workout. And by the way, I got to give one more quick shout out to Sarah P., the one who wants to be the crazy friend that gets invited to everything. This weekend, she's doing goat yoga. So I think, Sarah, you are living up to
That's amazing.
I hope I hope you are inviting other friends, or this is just you building up you were the one to go to when it comes to cliff diving and goat yoga and everything in between those two, which I think would probably cover the broad spectrum of everything relating to health and fitness. So many good comments.
For sure, absolutely. Yeah. I'll share the coaching link as well too for those interested. So trying to drop that in there.
Awesome. So Jim's going to drop that in as a comment. There we go.
For anyone who wants more information about that, we have team members that can answer any questions as well too. But I've seen a lot of people already comment throughout, like, part of the coaching program, love it, it's fantastic. And just like you'd hire many times a financial advisor to help you invest. Same sort of thing with coaching. And it's funny as well too. Again, I talked earlier about spending time on yourself. Like, it's not a selfish thing because you can help others. So many times from different people in the coaching program. Mason being a perfect example. We just shared his story on YouTube yesterday. He was like, you know what? I knew if I invested in myself, it would be a good thing. And that's really what it is. Whether you're reading an article, whether you are working out, whether you're attending an Instagram live or joining the coaching program, whatever it might be, that's an investment in yourself of time, of energy, of focus. And it pays dividends in the future. It's great for sure.
Love that. And by the way, Jim just mentioned a financial advisor. If you do ever hire a financial advisor, you want to hire a fiduciary. You want to hire somebody who has the fiduciary obligation to make the best decision for you, and not just because they make 2% of what you do. Don't make that mistake. I've been there. Luckily, like I said, I'll give another quick shout out to my friend Ramit. Ramit, just Google Ramit and financial advisor. Good stuff. A lot of people in here saying, yes, I love my coach from Nerd Fitness, the accountability. I think it's phenomenal. So, and also some amazing answers from everybody about how they're investing in their health wealth this weekend. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I know we have been, we went a little bit over, but I think as far as two dinosaurs using modern technology, which is pretty good. I apologize on my internet if it skipped out a little bit, but hopefully things turned out okay for everybody live watching. I had a blast. Jim, what do you have?
Absolutely, great time.
What are you doing this weekend?
What's that? This weekend, going to go over to the neighbors for a barbecue. Super simple. So
nice.
pretty calm. Usually I have a crazy story, but this weekend is pretty calm.
Yeah, but is it like a themed barbecue? It's probably like
any barbecue is a themed barbecue if you come in costume. So yes, it will be a themed barbecue.
Perfect. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. This was super fun. Hopefully we'll be able to do more of these in the future. We are, like I said, we're kind of getting our act together now with regards to our marketing with Nerd Fitness. So like, hey, Instagram Live, like, who knows what will be next? We're going to try all sorts of
I love connecting with everyone too. Yeah, I love connecting with the community this way for sure. Absolutely.
So thanks everybody. Invest in yourselves this weekend. It pays itself back 1,000-fold for every day in the future after that. So go ahead, get it done. Have a great weekend. Please drink some water. Please put on sunscreen, and maybe eat a vegetable every once in a while. Just like, just eat a vegetable. All right, everybody. Thanks again. Take care. Have a great weekend. See ya. Later, Jim.
See ya.